Soka Primary School.
Okay, thank you very much, my good sir. Okay. Do we have delegates for Kuruman, Northern Cape guys? Are they here? I'll be running late. They haven't dialed in as yet. Now we look at the chat box. Thank you. Oh. Okay, guys, without any waste of time, I think I'm ready to dive into the session that we invited to you today. I will be the facilitator and the instructor for this masterclass. My name is Coach DM Mativedi. I'm the CSI and the sponsorship coach. The purpose of this initiative is that with this whole 4IR that is trending in schools, a lot of schools, they want to go paperless. But the challenging side of things is it comes to budgets. It comes to the costing that comes with the whole 4IR strategy. So with several requests from different provinces and different custodians in school education, they've been knocking our door requesting support in terms of fundraising. So looking at the number of the schools that we're having in the country, one thing that prompted us to sort of look at the strategy that we took was that if I train one individual, if I go school by school, really it's going to be very time constraints, and there's a lot of effort and a lot of resources. So our urgent intervention strategies, and we came up with a model that we can utilize to sort of embarking on the plan on how everyone would get the insight in terms of fundraising and sponsorship. And ladies and gentlemen, do not be afraid to say, I'm a startup, I've never fundraised before. This you can tackle even if you are a beginner, you are advanced in fundraising, or you got experience. You know, the strategies that I'm going to share and the roadmap and the pathway I'm going to show you today within this masterclass is going to give you a jump start on what to do from here. If you want to be a phenomenal fundraiser, if you want to succeed into this industry, I'm going to show you the strategies that I've been championing for ages. You know, for the past 10 years in the industry, in fundraising, the same model and the pathway I'm going to reveal. It's what has made us a name. This is one of the popular masterclasses at SAE today. Okay, so without any waste of time, just to formally introduce myself. This is my name, Mr. Daniel Mativedi, and then I'm part of this organization. I'm part of SAE today. SAE today, we are a non-profit organization backed up by the Gauteng provincial government, and then we acting as the effective catalyst for change in school education towards digital transformation. So what I'll be coaching you on, it's purely our business model. This is what we do in schools to enable schools to become 4IR ready, to enable schools to integrate ICTs, to enable teachers as well to be ICT ready. Okay, so why us, guys? I'm not going to waste a lot of time on our training in terms of what do we do when we train people. So we take pride in a number of things. when we do training. Okay, so we've got a face-to-face, we've got an online training. Okay, so number one, it's handicapped national trainers with extensive real-world industry experience. Like, I'll make an example with myself. I'm not a newbie in the industry. You'll see once I'm start to teach you this kind of things. Okay, so I've been doing this thing in the SADC region. I've been doing it for quite some ages, you know, with sponsors globally, locally, you know, in various provinces.
Voila.
And our training, guys, we believe in a training business with a consultative edge. What does that mean? We don't just go into the field and then we say we're training. So we believe in what we call a strategy session, something that I'm doing today. I believe that before I would train you, I need to understand the kind of an audience I'm dealing with. I need to know your deliberation. I need to know, why are you participating in fundraising? What are your future plans? Give me your project overview. So those are the first that we need to touch base before we could do anything, because of fundraising is not one size fits all. It's a very extensive research and development kind of a content. So we need to customize it according to the needs of the client. Okay. And then we've got customized case studies and exercises that have been proven, that have worked before. I'll show you that. And then we believe that in trainings, we kept our number to a number of 25 people for it to be very much interactive, very much impactful. Okay. And then the course content is delivered in a way with, you know, your overall company ethos and measurable business objectives. As I'm saying is that I would like you guys to engage me. Okay. Engage me during the session. Tell me, you know, what is your plans? How do you fit in within the content? How best can we assist you to succeed into this portfolio? High profile clients all around the world. We've been training all over. As I'm saying that this work, it is globally recognized. We're not testing the waters with South Africa. We're doing it, you know, countrywide. We're doing it internationally as well, with a number of donors and funders. Okay. And then our process, as I did indicate, we investigate it, and then we customize and design, and then we deliver. There's a methodologies and the framework how do we deliver our training. And then we've got something very phenomenal, the post-course evaluation. Why I believe in such? I believe in every entrepreneur, every fundraiser that I have trained in the past, every custodian that I've raised, every apprentice, I believe to have a one-on-one with you to make sure that there's a training report, that all expectations were met. That do you understand, why do you need this? Can you take whatever that you were taught, can you implement it in your school, in your organization? Okay. The post-course consultation, all areas followed-up training will be identified, and then the trainer will make available to follow up with questions around the implementation of what was learned. So I'm very much open to engage. I love to engage. To say at the end of the session, do not be ashamed. When you want to implement this, you can pick up. Guys, I know a lot of schools, you don't have an ICT strategy. Provinces, they've got an ICT policy. There's a provincial e-learning team. There's a, you know, district e-learning team. But still, this thing, it's still a virgin concept to a lot of schools. Teachers are not adapting, and not that they don't want. The lack of understanding, it's not there. And then another thing as well, it's funding. Because they believe to say, yes, we can get training, but now we don't have devices. We don't have Wi-Fi. We don't have digital content. We don't have security. We don't have even a proper training structure, you see. So all those things, they come in they come in handy with budget. So this class, it comes in very handy to complement that kind of a crisis. Okay. And then look, this is my profile. I won't read much about you, because I believe in a lot of saying that seeing is believing. Fundraising, it's a very sensitive, guys, portfolio. You know, and then once someone says, I want to take you through the nuts and bolts of fundraising, taste the waters, examine what kind of projects have you been involved in, what kind of donors have you been involved in, show me your network, how best can we integrate, you know, how best can we collaborate with you. So this is my profile, this is what I've done, helping schools. I've been running highly profitable campaigns since 2015. I've mastered the art of accelerating technology in fundraising. This is one thing that is a game changer. If you master this, look, you're going to be phenomenal. Very down to earth somebody, passion of helping non-profit organization in South Africa to reconnect with their purpose. Okay. And I've been featured in a whole lot of platforms. The SABC, I've been shared best practice, acquiring knowledge on funding on NPOs and NGOs. Okay. So I won't dwell much about myself, guys. I'm just giving you so that you could have a little bit of background check. That's our domain, www.salen.co.za. Okay. I'm the co-founder, I'm the CEO, and then we've got a number. Should you wish to engage with us, you can take those details. Okay, that's our help desk number. That's our email address there. You're most welcome to engage with us on a one-on-one at the end of the session. Okay, so hopefully, guys, we're going to have a phenomenal journey with you, and then hopefully that we're going to get more of getting an understanding of what is it that you want to achieve with fundraising. Okay, so now what I'm going to teach you guys, first thing first, guys. Now in fundraising, first thing first that you need to acquire, there won't be a room or there won't be a moment where you're doing dynamite and exploit or you see phenomenal results in fundraising if you don't have a strategy. If you don't know what is it that you are doing, when you say, I'm embarking on a meeting with our fundraising committee at the school, what is it that you are sharing? Do you understand the nuts and bolts in fundraising? There's something we call the nuts and bolts in fundraising. Fundraising is more like a car. If it's not getting a phenomenal service, if it's not, you don't revisit it more often, there's no way, guys, that you will reach your destination. There's no way. And I've trained over more than 250, let me say, apprentices, not NGOs. When I'm saying you are an apprentice, it means that I'm mentoring you in a sense. So I want to say this to you. A lot of guys, they say fundraising is very tough. We get a lot of declines. Lot of work, lot of effort, lot of rocket science information. Guys, trust you me, fundraising, it's one of the easiest portfolio if you understand what you are doing. And the understanding, it comes in very handy, very handy. You don't have to work hard, you work smart in fundraising. You set the formula. There's something we call, you plug the formula, guys. It's just a system. You work on a system that works. So the system I'm showing you now, it's something that I've used it in the past. For the past 7 years, I've been implementing the same system, and we're seeing phenomenal results in all the organizations that I'm consulting for. The same system I'm teaching you is the same system I'm saying, go implement it in your organization. So you can plug the system. It's a cash machine strategy. You don't have to, the only thing that you're going to do, you just have to revisit it to make sure that the nuts and bolts, they're into place. Okay. But the formula, the pathway, the roadmap, it is the same. Okay. So I want to teach you what we call the effective fundraising strategy. And then why we call it effective when we wrote this content. It works. So the reason why we call it effective, guys, in CSI stands for corporate social investment. That's where serious budgets are. That's where you get most of your money. So what you need to do is that you need to integrate business into non-profit organization. So once you understand that model to say, as an NPO, as an institution, as an organization, how do I fit in within the business government? How do I merge the two? How do we become one between business and us? Okay, so you'll see the effectiveness once you understand that. So the strategy, guys, it's broken down into 5 steps. I usually tell people to say fundraising, it's a process. It has the start, it has the middle, it has these timelines. There are 3 cycles in the year when you deal with fundraising, utilizing CSI. Okay, you can utilize CSI for a number of things. You can look for templates, you can look for training, you can look for smart boards, you can look for Wi-Fi. Either way, anything that is that you need, you know, that your project management it needs. Okay, so it has the start, the middle, and the end. There are 3 cycles in the year. There is March allocation. It doesn't mean that you need to apply, it's a payout. So meaning if you're working towards the March cycle, it means that this process that I'm teaching you at the beginning of the year, by January, February, you need to be into this kind of a calabash. You need to unpack this, okay? And then there's also July. Also, that's also a payout. Okay, we are in that cycle now. We finalizing that cycle 2 of funding using corporate social investment. And then there's a final cycle now. The final one it's towards September, towards closure. So there are 3. If you calling yourself that I am the fundraiser, you need to make sure that you leverage on those periods. They don't miss you. You know who do you talk to and how. Okay, this is what I'm going to teach you now. So it is broken down into 5 steps, which I'm briefly outlining below. And then I'm dealing more in depth to crack the effective strategy. So guys, the first thing first that you need to understand is you need to identify what we call the top 50 avatar sponsors or funders. Why do you call someone or a potential funder that it's an avatar? When we say this person is an avatar, we look at various whole lot of things. First thing first that you need to investigate as an institution, as a school. Yes, let's say you are talking to the Liberty Life Foundation. Does your project speak to their business mandate at Liberty Life? And can they leverage from it for profit making? That's very important for you. Remember, Liberty Life is a business. And then I've given you a mechanism to say what? You need to integrate business into non-profit organization. So your project must become some sort of what? A hurdle for them, a jump start for their business to unleash, for them to attract more customers. So do you know who their ideal customers are? Who pays the bills at Liberty Life? Same applies with the banks. You want to talk to the bank, you go to Absa Foundation, you want sponsorship of over R1 million. Who keeps the doors open at Absa? As a fundraiser, that's some things that you need to identify before you could approach them. Okay, and what is it that their customers are willing to pay for? It's very important that you need to understand their product and services before you could talk to them anything in terms of money. Okay, what's their mandate for social impact? What do we mean when we say their mandate? In every funder, every sponsor that they have a CSI budget to spend, they do mention it to say our allocation, it is only mandated for this project. Education, it's number 1 social issue. You will never go wrong. There won't be a sponsor that doesn't support education. That will indicate we support education, maybe youth empowerment, entrepreneurship, women in technology, gender-based violence. So that it means it's their social impact mandate. So before you pitch anything, you need to make sure that your project, it aligns with whatever that they are funding. Because most of the people, they fail in fundraising because, 1, you spend a lot of time, you are talking to the wrong sponsor, wrong funder. You wasted a whole 3 months in strategy, in planning, resources, traveling, without doing this kind of a mind mapping. Okay. When you take time to understand this, it will save you a lot of time and head batching and frustration out there in the field, guys. So you need to, this is some of the questionnaire that you need to answer when you identify a potential fund. And now that you know them, guys, You don't choose one. You choose above 50 avatar sponsors. Because in fundraising, when you target one sponsor can tell you, for now, due to this economic climate, it has led to budget cuts. We cannot support you 100% on your the e-schooling project or the ICT integration project. We can only give you 30%. So if you got one sponsor, where are you going to get another 70? So the more sponsors you have, the more funders you have, the better chances of you closing a deal. When you're saying closing a deal, it means money has to be paid into your bank account. Money has to be paid into the school account. If it's not paid, you are sitting with an appointment letter. It's still charity. That's not a deal. It's a deal when it's paid, it's clean and it's dusted. Okay. Right. Once we know who is our potential funder, there's something that you also need to crack. Congregation points. We know them. How do we find them? Now we need to make contact. We need to tell them our story. It's all about marketing now, it's storytelling. We need to tell them our story. So there are a number of ways to make contact, guys. And then I advise a lot of entrepreneurs in funding, all the social guys that are making it big into this industry. There won't be a deal that you will close via a phone. No sponsor will give you R1 million via the phone. No sponsor that they will say, we're pumping 200,000 rand over the phone. It has never happened in history. I've never seen it. So the most common way, it's person to person. You need to set up an appointment with a prospective sponsor, belly to belly, present your case, present your statement of need, okay? So once you know them, now you need to map up a strategy to say, how do I contact them? And this is where now most of the entrepreneurs, they go wrong. Most of the fundraisers, they go wrong. They write the proposal writing. No one requested for that. You don't write the proposal until it is requested. So congregation points, engaging the sponsor doesn't mean that you need to write a proposal when you're setting an appointment with the sponsor. I'll show you how do you communicate with sponsor. Remember, I'm teaching you what is effective. It's a strategy. Here you are in planning, okay, with your team. All right. Right. Another thing I advise a lot of social entrepreneurs. When I'm saying social entrepreneur, I'm talking about you guys, fundraisers, people that are making it big in the social impact industry. Okay, so the success of any social enterprise, guy, it is constituted by a team. The language that is being often used is called the fundraising committee. It's fine. We don't penalize you for that. But the industry now, what has emerged because of the whole fourth industrial revolution, hullabaloo. There's a term we use in the industry. It is called the innovation committee. The innovation committee, guys, it consists of 8 members. Number 1, the CEO. It's you, the vision builder. Okay, so when you go back to your institution, you say, now I want to build up a committee. I want to build up a committee that we're going to talk to business. We're going to look for funding. So this is the model that you need to use when you're raising a team. So you got a CEO, the one, it can be the principal, it can be yourself, it can be you, the co-founder, whoever, okay? You need someone very good in sales. Remember the golden rule in fundraising is that your statement, your selling mechanism, you need to know good techniques of selling. So you need someone within that team who can present what? The statement of need. Why do you think that you are the relevant candidate to deserve this funding? Okay. The admin consultant, why this person is important. It's all about paper trail, guys. Paper trail. I advise a lot of guys to say, learn to document everything. Sponsorship, it's like IT. If you get something right, you don't document it. In the future, When you have to deal with the same problem again, you all know how to tackle it. So it's very good that you keep paper trail. Social media manager. Now we're living in the days of the digital economy. Lot of sponsors, guys. They are so driven and passionate about the online presence. If you don't have sort of a business development strategy for them, and then it doesn't have the online presence, you know, it comes down to those say, I've seen a lot of schools that I've coached. When you win a deal, you find that they put a board, like maybe you win a deal with PPC Foundation. They write, sponsored and supported by PPC. We don't penalize you for that. It's acceptable. But in the information age, in the digital era where we are now, where serious budgets they are dominating, ladies and gentlemen, online presence is very important for your partners, which are your sponsors. So social media manager, they are the guys that they will do that job token for you. Research associate, guys, very important somebody. Very important somebody. You remember I told you something about how do you identify if this sponsor is an avatar for you, yes or no. So a research associate must come back with a whole lot of answers. I must come back with a whole lot of information to equip the team. Okay, the graphic designing, very important because of branding identity. Also, it can get you serious money. Branding identity can get you serious money. I'll give you a practical example. You're talking to Vodacom, you're talking to MTN, to Cell C. You want the budget to start up an ICT project at your school. You go to Vodacom, they tell you why you didn't pitch the same thing to MTN. Why us? Do you think that we are a relevant sponsor? So then now, basically, they want what from you? You need to pitch what we call a branding strategy. What makes them different from their competitors? It's very important. Okay? Business development manager, very, very, very good somebody. Why? Their involvement. Sponsors, they will say, we can give you 1 million. We are sold. We want to pump money into your project. What's in for us? There's something we call an ROI, return on investment. After we can buy you devices, build you a computer lab, get your teachers to be e-teachers in e-learning training and whatever. What's in for us? How do you sustain our partnership? They want the sustainability plan. So the business development manager must pitch some sort of an ROI model, a return on investment, to say for the next coming 6 or 5 years of our partnership, this is how it's going to sustain. This is the model, this is the structure, this is the strategy how our partnership is going to sustain. Public officer, very important for compliance, okay? For compliance, guys. So when you build a team, this is what you need to have in mind, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, are you still there?
Yes.
Hello?
Loud and clear. We are.
Okay. Right. We've got pillar number 4. It's called the innovation edge. Right. Why the word innovation, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, sponsors, especially when you're dealing with CSI, they are tired about the one-size-fits-all fundraising idea. So this is when we're talking on the innovation edge. It is the engine of the sponsorship. So it is the strategy, the idea that you're going to utilize. So it is your lead magnet. What does the magnet do? So, you know, the magnet, it catches something and then it brings it closer. Do you understand? So innovation edge, it's that concept that you can utilize to attract sponsorship. I'll give you an example. I'll take coding and robotics in school education, for instance. For you to say, we're going to utilize coding and robotics as one of our innovation edge strategy to fundraise for our ICT project, it works. Artificial intelligence, anything that you might think of, because that now, it's an area that when you're talking to partners, sponsors, they want something. Why we call it, it's an innovation edge. Number one, what works the most? They want something that is in line with the National Development Plan, okay? Vision 2030. A lot of companies, they want something that is in line with that, okay? And then they want to be part of the information age, the digital era. A lot of sponsors, they want to be forming part of that. They want to be having a big presence in that, okay? So everything that you choose as your strategy that you're going to utilize to fundraise, to accumulate money, make sure, guys, that it has a little bit of innovation. And then once you have identified that concept, make sure as well that it creates opportunities for these guys. Okay? It creates opportunities for this guy. Meaning, why are we talking about opportunity? Let it not be only about them giving money. Make sure that they also have a sense and they feel that it's a strategic partnership. It's not a transactional partnership. I'll explain between a transactional and a strategic partner. Once I teach you how do you engage, meaning the congregation point, okay? So make sure that, because when it's transactional, the disadvantage, they can give you money, they walk out of the project. You are on your own. Whether the project it succeeds or it doesn't succeed, it is none of their business. But as a strategic partner, there's a reporting a method there. There's a sustainability plan. They are involved all the way. That's where now you could sign deals with the sponsor to say, we're signing the 5-year plan. We're signing the 3-year plan with the same sponsor. Okay, that's what I've explained to you guys to say, do not work hard. Set up a system that you can make use of it as a reputation, like something that, it works itself out. You plug it there and then you just nurture it to make sure that it works towards your advantage. Am I making sense, guys? Colleagues, am I making sense? Hello?
Yes, you're making sense.
Okay. I was surprised that you guys are so quiet. Right. Strategy number 5. There's something we call a lead magnet. Right. Remember, you have identified an opportunity for them, or you have identified a strategy that you're going to utilize as a fundraising play. Now you need to sell. Meaning, the selling part, when they say to me, or I can say to you, look, in 60 seconds, tell me, why do you think that your project is funding with? Or in 60 seconds, sell me a McDonald's burger. Guys, during the experience, so while you start to implement these things and you grow, you win interviews to go present on the behalf of the organization, you will now experience whatever that I'm teaching you now. So lead magnet, it's a sign, guys, that shows it's something, it's a potential opportunity that will show a sign of a transaction. That's a lead. Okay. And then once you know the product to use as a lead magnet, so it means when you sell them a concept, let's say you are using coding and robotics as the innovation edge idea. So on that strategy that you're going to utilize, tell them how will they get involved. What have you picked up that can make their business to unleash better, that can make their business to be recognized better by partnering with your organization? So I want to teach you a method. Usually a lot of people, they get this thing wrong to say, when you sell a pitch, don't sell a pitch, you know, it takes you more than 15 to 20 minutes. It's going to be about you. No. So why do you sell? You tell them, hi, my name is Daniel Mativera. I'm part of the team called SA Land. We, for the past so many years, we've built this kind of a business, and then we've helped so many entrepreneurs. So basically, yeah, on the lead pitch, your elevator pitch, my name is Daniel Mativera. I'm part of the team called SA Land. We're acting as an effective catalyst for changing school education towards digital transformation. So find a way on how do you sell yourself? How do you sell your project? So introduce the organization. What do you do? And the impact. That's why we call it is the lending part, is the lending. So there must be an impact in whatever that you are saying. And then remember, on that impact, your mission statement must align. Your mission statement must align with whatever what? With their social impact mandate. So that's where now you need to merge the two. On whatever that they are doing, you need to marry it with your project plan. So what do you have as the mission? Remember, you tell us who you are, what do you do? And then what makes you different? That mission story, you need to match them with their with their social impact statement, guys. So I've taken an example what I can show you, and then ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this to you. There is no way that you can memorize the lead pitch when they say sell to us. Sponsors, they are not the same. The pitch for Coca-Cola cannot become the same pitch like with South African breweries. The pitch for Anglo Platinum, it won't be the same as the pitch for McDonald's or National Lottery Commission. So it's very important that you need to have this done correctly. But the only way how you're going to do it correctly, the research associate guy on your innovation committee, on your fundraising committee, they must do some work to get you to say, how are you going to build up your elevator pitch? When you sell, you tell us who you are, what makes you different, and then what is the impact, and then what's the mission. Hopefully this it does make logic. It will make more practical sense when you sort of get a sense of the project management sheet, when we provide you with those things to say, we get an understanding to say, what is it that you want to do? Okay. But I'm teaching you this thing to say, when you build an effective fundraising strategy, guys, this is the pathway. You follow this mechanism, test the waters in any sponsor, test the waters anywhere, any corporate that you want to bring into your organization, test the waters. Let me give you an example because of we customizing this for schools. Most of the schools, you are banking with different banks. You got Standard Bank, ABSA, FNB, you name it. Okay. And most definitely, what pays the bills at any bank? Walk into any bank, say, I want to open up a check account. I want to get a vehicle finance. I want to get a funeral policy. I want to get a home loan. That's their sales funnel. That's where their money is. You will never walk out. Definitely, they'll say, we'll get you a consultant to contact you, or hang on, we'll get someone to assist you. So once you talk to me as the bank, the first thing first, you need to understand to say, okay, as an institution, let me give you an example. You might find at your school, you got how many parents? You got how many learners? Let's say you got 550 learner enrollment. Among the 550, in those parents, I'm teaching you how do you build an ROI. When they say present a return on investment strategy, how best will our business succeed or sustain within this partnership? We are in the public sector. We deal with communities. How many events do you host in a school? How many your general annual meetings do you host in a school? Why on one AGM you don't invite your partner, your strategic partner, so-called the sponsor? And then when they bring in their business model, most definitely they won't rock up there with empty-handed. They want to get more business. New business banks, the likes of your funeral policies, the likes of your insurance, you name it, all the products that there's, that's an ROI for them. If that deal, it makes them money. Remember, you have given them a sales funnel. That's a market for them. And then you as an NPO, what do you get? In return, you can knock their doors to say, we want more money for next year again. That's an ROI. If they are able to close, maybe among the 500 parents, they close 100 parents with new savings account. I'll give you an example. Those clients, they're going to remain with them for ages and ages. And then they're charging them a certain monthly allocation. That's more, just to give you a sense. How do you build an ROI to be practical? So you need to give them models to say, make it practical. How can we understand you want 1 million? For then you want to build something. What makes you to say this partnership it is funding worthy for us? Why must we invest? Am I making sense?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I wanna try something before I could show you taking a bit of questions here. Is there any question, guys? Hello? Any question?
Mphathele is fine with the presentation.
Mphathele is doing what?
It's fine on how you presented, but no question.
Oh, Mr. Mphathele, you are happy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to access my chat board. Mr. Mukomo, are you there? I'm trying to check something here. So we find, guys, with
yeah, maybe.
Sorry.
Maybe if for us the beginners, if we can go deeper as to how to start. ABS is cool.
Yeah, we get in there. This is the starting point. I've been showing you the strategy. So as a school, now that you sort of get an understanding of how do you mind map the whole thing. Now you need to propose. Let me just say this, bring it down a little bit. Most of the schools that I've dealt with in the past, when they deal with fundraising, first that they write is a proposal. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, that is what we are told, that we need to write a proposal.
Yes, most of the institutions, when they present for fundraising, they write a proposal. But now let me give you the disadvantage of doing that. A proposal, it makes logic when it's requested. Because let me put it this way to you. Most of the institutions, they write a proposal based on, let's say, Vodacom. They say, okay, we know the CSI manager maybe at Vodacom or at Samsung. His name is Mr. Pito Kekan, and then you get the email address. And then you are starting a project at the school. You want to build an ICT lab or the Fourth Industrial Revolution Media Center. The first thing first you do, you write into Mr. Pito Kekan. Because of Samsung, you know that they supply devices. It's a technology business. That's a wrong way of doing things. Because the number one disadvantage, Samsung, they don't know you. They don't know you as an organization. They don't know about your project. You picked up an email somewhere. You are requesting for donations. That's the way that a lot of schools they use it. I'm trying to bring it down towards school education. So you requesting for donation. You're writing a proposal. We don't know you, and I've never requested that proposal. You know what is the first thing first that I will do? Once it gets to my inbox, I take it to trash. The reason why I'm taking it to trash, I don't know who am I talking to. I don't expect your email. So before, guys, remember I told you during the strategy that congregation point, there is a manner of how you need to request so-called donations, funding. And the first thing first that you need to do, you need to write them what we call an LOI. The letter that you use to request is called the letter of intent. Am I making sense? It's called a letter of intent.
Yes.
Right. And then when you start to write an LOI, colleagues, don't do these mistakes that I've seen. Lot of panels that I've set in. Lot of panels that I've set in. On the subject line, you write application for funding. You write application for sponsorship. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Yeah, right.
That's a wrong mechanism of doing things. Okay. The minute you write on your subject line, you write something like that. You are proposing to me, I'm the CSI manager at Samsung. You want funding from me. Maybe you want devices. You want monetary support as well. You want training as well. And then you say application for funding, application for sponsorship. That's an automatic decline. And the reason being, I don't have a budget to give it away. I didn't advertise. I didn't go to Soweto and to say, call for proposals. If I went there, and if you must look at a lot of funding where they say call for proposals, you get those such at NLC, at National Lottery Commission. Because that is sort of what everyone goes there. But you as the fundraiser, that's why the term fundraiser. Fundraiser is that you can print any digit that you want. Budget is not a problem. The problem is that the statement of need, is it convincing enough to me to unlock my budget to you? So this is how you write the letter of intent. Number one, there must be a fundraising idea. So I'm taking an example. Digital education for early childhood development. That's my innovation edge. Remember, I told you about innovation edge when I was teaching you in strategy. You see now this time it comes in. That's an idea. So this is now, we call it's a lead generator. As a school as well, whether it's a 4IR media center, whatever that you need, that is ICT based or any project. It can be construction and building. It can be anything that you want to achieve. But it has to align. So this is now what I'm going to utilize as my innovation edge idea. Right. Before I write this letter, I want to show you guys where does the proposal come into play, and then by when do you write a proposal. Once you master this letter, you are gone. Once you master this letter, you're going to enjoy fundraising because it's a unique model. It's a very unique, spacious model to talk to fundraisers. I mean, to talk to funders and donors. Okay. So before I write it, I need to do a checklist. And my checklist entails the following. What project does the donor support? Remember, during strategy, my research and development candidate on my committee, he has to give me a write-up. Let's say we target in Samsung. I want to know what is their CSI mandate, meaning what is their corporate social responsibility? What projects do they fund? The market that they are after. And then our lead fundraising strategy, the innovation edge that we're using to attract them, does it align with their business model? Will that make sense? If I knock to Samsung, I'm telling them about digital education. Will I make sense at Samsung? Indeed, I will, because you look at educators now, most of the HODs, department has done one. It has bought them the Samsung tablets. So already there is a market available for this sponsor that we're speaking to them. Already there's an ROI in place. The timeline, the current time I am writing this letter, does it suit the timeline that Samsung is paying these people? Does it suit that? It's very important. So you need to take into consideration as well that, okay, When is their allocation time? Is it in March? Is it in July? Is it when? When do they take projects on CSI? It's very important. Right. Once you've done with that checklist, now you need to look at the table of contents. How do you write the letter? So you don't write this letter like a friendly letter. You write an address there. You write an address to your far right, top right, and then far left. No, it doesn't work. So there must be the company it is addressed by. So you write this in form of the memorandum. When you write it to Samsung South Africa, the date, the time, and the inquiries. If I am reading, I mustn't thumbs up to say where does this letter come from. The letter must tell me all that information. Right. Another thing that I need to know, the introduction from my organization. When I introduce myself on the first paragraph, what do I say to them? Remember, I taught you something about the elevator pitch. It's all about the impact, who you are, and then what do you do? And then remember, what do you do? Not forgetting their mission statement. Align. Let it not be about only you, but prioritize them as well. That's silly. Right. And then project description. That's another paragraph. Now you introduce the initiative and its primary objective. The whole digital education concept I'm using. Why? What is it that I'm doing? Why am I doing that project? And then the problem statement. The same thing that I am pitching to them. What problem am I solving? And then for who? Okay? Yes, we're running insufficient. The lack of the know-how, it's not, we try maybe to bridge the gap. So for who? Who are the beneficiaries here? Is it the learners, the educator, the community? There is a problem. Maybe the problem is that we want to kickstart the 4IR, but we're lacking resources. But those resources, once we achieve them, who are they going to resolve the problem for? The proposal. Remember, I haven't started writing. This is now a mind map game. It's me now doing this outline. The proposal. When you write to the proposal, you specify what you want. You outline partnership opportunities. Remember, as a sponsor, I don't want to thumbs up to say, will I get this? Your proposal must tell me to say, this is what we can offer. That's why I'm saying, drive everything towards their primary market. That's very important. Right. Now, let's write our format. Remember, I've shown you the inquiries and then to who format. Inquiries is myself. I put in my email there. I put in my contact. Where does this letter go? It goes to Samsung South Africa. In brackets, I can put head of CSI, Mr. Peter Keka. From who? From the CEO. And the date. And now, get the trick here. Subject. This is now your lead magnet statement. When I read it and then I get the application for funding or for sponsorship or for donations, it comes down to the saying, how you as a fundraiser, do you pick up that I've got stuff to give away? Because I never advertised. Remember, you are proposing. A proposal is not as something where I said, I'm calling in, come and submit. You are proposing, you are knocking my doors. So I am saying digital education on early childhood development, integrating corporate social investment. Right. Colleagues, there are many ways on how you can utilize this. Né? You can also write an application for strategic partnership, integrating CSI. I'm not talking about anything of funding. I'm not talking about anything of donations. My statement must be appealing to them. That is why we call it, it's a lead magnet. It must be a magnet statement that can attract to get an attention to what does this strategic partnership entails. We want more. Right. Let's work on our lead people.
Question
Yes.
or a clarity,
Yeah.
seeking question.
Yes. I'm
Hello.
here. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, with me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Mr. Mtimele from Limpopo. I don't know, should I mention the school or what?
Not a problem. It's fine.
Oh, it's fine. It's from SJ van der Merwe Technical High School. Full Service Technical High School. SJ
Yes.
van der Merwe.
Yes.
You said a mouthful. We're thankful for your presentation, and we really understand that because of collaboration with all the stakeholders, we must really go out and fundraise for schools. You know that the norms and standards cannot make all what we need from each and every school. The ICT, all those gadgets and so on, they are very expensive.
Yes.
And we must really fundraise for our respective schools.
Yes,
we do have some mines. We do have some mines in Limpopo. Yes, they must come on board so that the 4IR, we must just implement as the National Development Plan for 2030. And with regard to the schools, yes, we must move from paper to paperless.
Yes.
That is a milestone, because we must start also before the fundraising. We must start with the educators in order to workshop them in terms of those ICT gadgets and so on and so on. But it's a good thing that the schools, with regard to that template that you have indicated, that we must have this CEO and so on and so on, that we must just start to implement, so that we put, or we take our educators on board with regard to ICT in schools, moving from that paper to paperless. But now the challenge is only one, because we're just talking, and then most of our staff, they want sort of some templates that you can provide, Mr. Mathieu. And then so that we look at the templates, this is where we must start, the proposal and so on and so on. See, what is the function of, what is the function of admin, what that you have outlined. If we can get those templates, I think it will be useful for us.
No, definitely. You said
Thank you.
you actually touched based on looking at 7:19. I should be done by 2:30 with this letter, and then I'm going to show you when I make recommendations to say this is the kind of content that you will receive and stuff like that. I will be showing you to say how can you get all those things, because most definitely it's a 2-hour webinar, and then you won't grasp all this information, because
Yes.
it's not an overnight event. You need to see it and digest it and know how to you present it to your members and stuff. I fully understand your question.
Also the stakeholders, the SGB and so on. Yes,
you are right, my kid. You are right. No, that will be catered for. Whilst I'm wrapping up, you'll get some sort of a sense of that. But now, you as a fundraiser, I want you to sort of understand the pathway. How are we doing things? You see?
Yes.
Is that fine?
You can go on.
Sure. Okay. No. Thanks.
Yes.
So remember on this template, the to who part we've already done it. Now we're doing the introduction about our organization. This is where. And remember, I told you. You tell us who you are and what you do. So I won't read. I took us as an example. Introducing SA2 as a non-profit company backed up by the Gauteng provincial government, working in collaboration with the Department of Basic Education as an effective catalyst for change in South Africa for digital education in schools. So this is what we do. And then we quote even our mission statement to say we create an alternative environment that empowers and encourages business and education to consider opportunities in the fastest growing field of digital and ICT, with the emphasis of the National Development Plan for Sustainable Development Vision 2030. So this is more like our lead pitch. When you sell the school that you just said it now, your institution. So you need to have some sort of a lead magnet, the pitch, an elevator pitch, what you use to sell yourself. Né? Right, project description. Now, remember I said I'm using digital education on early childhood development. Remember during COVID-19, a lot of contact time was lost. And then children, they stayed for so long at home. That's where now we saw the need of going virtual. The virtual learning, the one that I'm using to teach now, that's where now we saw the necessity to say, now we needed to start to render lessons remotely due to COVID-19, okay? So that's a statement that projects our overview. Why do we embark on whatever that we are embarking on? Because COVID-19 was the wake-up call by then. So we have taken a closer look on how can we recover the lost curriculum and everything. You see, so this has prompted us to embark on the intervention strategy. What is that? It's the virtual learning environment on early childhood development. So we're saying to these people to say, because of that problem statement, our intervention, we want to introduce VLE on ECD, virtual learning environment, in form of e-learning. Okay, so I've already have a very strong statement. And remember, I want to give you a tip off. When you sell or when you project something, you must come up with an overview, something that is real. That's why on your proposal, when I show you the table of contents, there's somewhere where we talk about that your thing, it has to be realistic, attainable. You see, so the problem statement is that due to this, COVID-19, the transition now of teaching, it's moving from the in-class to online. And in lessons, they need to be more intentional, adapt to the online environment to enhance student learning. And then now, for us to achieve that, we need resources. So I'm saying to these people, the purpose now, we want to gather enough resources for curriculum delivery of teaching and learning to take place anywhere, anytime. And we believe that every child is a national asset. And in this project aims what? To give one child, one tablet, one teacher, one laptop, one classroom, one smart board. So guys, when we talk about, if I have time, I will also show you what is our 4IR strategy in basic education. This is the national one for Vision 2030. One child, one tablet, one learner, one teacher, one laptop, one classroom, one smart board. Okay? So that's what we are solving to gather more resources. So now, our proposal to them, what is it that we want to SAMHSA? What is it that we are proposing? And then remember, our primary goal, it is in line with social giving. So the social giving, this one, it's what I've been teaching you about. You need to understand their social impact, their social giving. What is their social giving? Because I need to show them what I've done my homework. Sharing cutting-edge technology to address diverse and social issues, including education. So I'm talking to the right people because of they support whatever that I am. I'm in education. Because they are support, they sharing cutting-edge technology to address diverse social issues like education. And then what is it that I am proposing? Not for funding. I'm proposing for a strategic partnership through corporate social investment. I want them to become my stakeholder, but utilizing CSI. So I already tell them that our initiative, it will offer many opportunities for CSR, corporate social responsibility partners, from senior sponsorship package to a rent of online exposure with government. And then if they're looking to access policy makers, the likes of your NG Mutseha, education leaders, within the ECD and the basic education, then this is your best strategic partnership proposal. And most definitely, it goes without saying, if you want a partner, if you go to the same people, like I'm making an example here, when they rock up, they want, if you book a meeting with, let's say you do a project and you get them the MEC of Limpopo, they're not gonna buy a face of, no, we're taking pictures with, is it still Bushielo? We're taking pictures with MEC Bushielo or what? They want to negotiate future rollout plan. What is their the planning regarding of rolling out tablet, or it can be fiber, it can be whatever, where they know that most of their business model, they get a crunch of that kind of an opportunity. You see, so I'm giving you a sample of how do you spice up what we call return on investment. So this is sort of things that you promised them, okay? And then now, before they could even, don't tell them, hoping to hear from you soon. No, let your LOI tell them like to discuss outstanding partnership benefits and your involvement. Give them now your contact details. The reason why you're giving out your contact details here, you are now building what we call an exchange in partnership identity, meaning like I'm disclosing my numbers to you and my email. Should you accept me to hear more about my strategic partnership, you shouldn't thumbs up to say, who will I call and stuff like that. No, I've already done that part on my LOI. So the minute he responds to this LOI, you will get their details as well. It eliminates a part of you thumbsucking to say, is this person gonna respond to me? Is this person going to request what? You see. And then now, in closing, let me make this. They often like doing like this. Most of the CSI partners, in the experience that I had, they do not want to like reading. I'll show you now the proposal template. They don't have time to read an 80-page document. That's why they say, write me an LOI. The market, what is, write me what you require from us, and then what's our involvement. But at times, if they have to put in monetary support, sometimes when they respond to you, in closing and remarks, looking forward to your kind response and then yours in education, I advise a lot of people here, when you say yours in, don't say yours sincerely. Yours in education or yours in business. Okay. So this now, it eliminates a point of them stressing about proposal writing. They could want this as short as it is in replace of a proposal. But now, come a time where they say to you, they want a proposal. The proposal, it comes into play after this, guys. You don't send the LOI before the proposal. So the LOI, it unlocks the proposal. So this person, if I am Pito, then I have to request to say, okay, your project it involves monetary support. Give me your proposal statement with the budget request attached. I've received your LOI. We acknowledge it. We want to get involved. Pencil down a proposal statement. Keep it very brief with your budget request attached. And then I won't be so like on the proposal, I'm going to focus on two things, the executive summary and the budget, because I already know who am I dealing with, why am I requesting what I'm requesting, because I've read the letter of intent. Am I communicating? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Am I making sense?
Yes, yes.
Loud and clear.
So I'm trying now to teach you. Don't be driven about this word proposal writing. Pay attention first to a strategic partnership kind of a proposal. And then once you win that element, knowing to say what to say to the sponsor, how do you say it? And then they will now request your proposal. And then when you write the proposal writing, I'm going to show you guys now a little bit of the table contents on the proposal. Do you have any questions on the LOI? Before I could wrap up, I show you this. Any questions on the LOI? Are you happy?
Mr. Matiela, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm speaking to who? I'm on full screen mode.
I'm fine. It's still. You are not longer there. Still.
I'm here.
Mr. Mtimela, I registered as Ramadia.
Yes.
Yeah, you are there. I have registered as Ramadira.
Yes, my son.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I was maybe needing a clarification with regard to you talking about the banks, Absa, Standard Bank, and so on and so on. With regard to that fundraising or donation and so on.
Yeah.
Yes, we are having about 1,420 learners at my school. I'm not sure how are we going to consolidate that this number, the number of clients at school. There are many, we can do something. I don't know how are we going to consolidate with our stakeholders to just get the
That's a very good,
it's possible.
That's a good number.
In which bank are you and so on and so on. But we must have that stance.
No, you see the bank that you are approaching. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You approach the same bank.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, if you are banking with Standard Bank, you approach your bank.
Or as a school account.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have to go far, but that shouldn't limit you. If you want to expand your territories, you can, but don't, because of it's the same market you are targeting for fundraising. Don't bring them under one calabash. Remember, they are after the same market. Ne?
Yeah, I understand you.
So one thing that I will say congratulations on, you got a very good market. If you got 1,400 and something learners, wow, you can come up with a massive donation strategy there. Utilizing, like you just have to do a visibility study. What is possible in your community, what is not possible. Yeah. And then that is going to give your committee and yourself good strategic intervention when you approach your bank. You do a visibility study with some sort of paper trail that you can attach. You will come back with decent money. Somebody's laughing. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. Matiela.
We will revisit that. Don't worry. We will revisit that. So I wanted just to show you guys when you say you want to know a proposal, I'm not going to teach it as such, but I want to take you through what it entails. So proposal writing, it's something like this. It's step 1 to 6. Because of you wrote me an LOI, I'm going to focus on step 1 and step number 6. Do you see? On the table of contents. So I'm not interested about a lot of stories there. I want to know how much, the summary and the budget. Okay. So let me just, the statement of need. This is where you answer the question like, why question person, why is your project necessary? Whatever. Here are the key components. You'll get most of this content. I'll show you how you're gonna get it. Now, because I don't want to teach it roughly because of time. But I want to show you what goes. When you write the statement of need, you need to include in the statement of need the component. Okay, the description, the geography, the population, and the fact where these people are. The people that are going to benefit. No? Project description is mainly the narrative about your project. How will you accomplish it? Your goals, né? The project description. And then now, this is what carries a lot of weight, you know? So, project description, it must answer the following. What it is, who will benefit, where will it take place, when it will begin, how long it will take, what resources are needed, what's expected and the outcomes, how will it be evaluated, how will it be sustained after the current funding cycle. Well, you see this thing. It's very relevant to what I've been teaching you now. You see. Also, I've told you that the project description has the 5 minutes, the outcomes, method, staffing, evaluation. So all of these boikies, they should be included there. What do you expect to be the result? Method, how will you achieve? Staffing, what do you need to get the job done? Who? Your innovation committee here, they must be included. Your fundraising committee, evaluation. How will you know that you are doing right or wrong? Ne? I advise a lot of people I'm coaching. What gets measured gets accomplished. Measure your success. Measure how far you could go. Fundraising. Don't just fundraise, measure. Set target. We're starting with 1 million. We want to expand. Next day, we want to expand. Like that, okay? Sustainability. How will you keep the project going after the life of the grant? It's very important. So it's very good to look at various methods. Ne? So measurables, this is what goes into measures. How do you measure outcomes? So I said something. Make sure that your outcomes are smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. As I'm saying, I've given you an example about COVID-19. So whatever that I was doing, I've matched COVID-19 with this. So it does align with my statement because it's something that they can see. It's very relevant. Okay? I want to explain what smart means, but this gives you more elaboration on that. People involved, who you're working with is very important. The sponsors, they don't trust one individual, 1 million. That's why they believe in the fundraising committee. If you are applying for money, don't say I. No. You don't sign alone. You got office bearers, you got people you're working with. So for you to be trusted for big budget, they want a team. Staffing is the section that tells the funder who will need to do work, including full-time or part-time paid staff, consultant, and volunteers. If you say, no, we want to work with you, Matiledi, then I'm one. I'm a consultant, you see. So everyone, you need to make a mention of who you're working with. Right, the types of evaluation. Why do I get to advise you to evaluate your project? Measuring the progress and then analyzing the product. It's very important. These two. Know that or how are you doing? You making progress or you don't? Are you stuck now? You know, so you need to describe your evaluation plan to the funder. So is it going to be summative or formative? These are the two types. Evaluation plan, it's explained, or it's essential piece of the proposal funder needs to know that you are serious about assessing your project success. How do you assess that? That's something very simple, guys. You got your normal day-to-day briefings, similar to the fundraising committee. You meet maybe once or twice in a week. I mean, in 2 weeks, maybe. You revisit the whole thing. Are we doing right? The asset management, Is everything okay? You send the reports to sponsors. Once you do that, that's another strategy for you to keep them very close to you, because of you keep them informed. The level of communication, it gets sustained and sustained. Hope I'm making sense. Sustainability plan. If guys, there's no us, who? So it is important to that new organization with a short track record. Somebody said for us beginners with no history of support demonstrated that they have a plan of achieving sustainability over time. Generally, for funders who want to make sure their donations are deployed effectively. So it's important. Don't just rely on them alone because you are a beginner. 4 or 5 sponsors, they are allowed. And as a beginner, you are allowed to say, we are asking 30% allocation. Where's another 70? We're sourcing another partner from where? But make sure that these people, they don't have a conflict of the same thing. You see? Yeah. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Right. The sustainability plan, guys, this is sort of that portion of the piece of your proposal where you explain more. Right. Organizational information, you are almost there. The year the organization was founded, it's irrelevant for this sustainability section. But here, you'll mention it, you know? You are almost there. So, basically, you can give us a short brief about your institution. I often advise people, for you to eliminate this, just attach the your profile as a school. Because you will make your proposal to look so long. And then when I'm saying shortlist this, I get so bored to read. So these are now the strategies I'm giving you, shortcuts. How do you run away from it? Just attach it separately to the company profile. So I know that, or your organization profile, I know that entails information about your institution. Conclusion, the organization was founded, even here it's not necessary, it's on that one. It's on your profile. Summary. So, right, this is where this now, it's a make or break you section. If you mess up here, clearly I'm taking that these 2 people, I'm dealing with 2 different people here. So the summary must summarize everything that was the proposal was saying. The summary, it's more like an LOI to me, but in form of a proposal. Summarize it. Okay. So it's a snapshot of everything in general, you know? It's a snapshot of everything. So the budget. Colleagues, things that you need to include on your budget is expense information, non-personnel, over indirected expense, income information. So based on the project, budget, do not pitch for support and you run insufficient in terms of budget. Include everything that will the project need. Because once you tell the funder that you will need 1.2 million, and then they support you with 1.2 million, and then the project, it accumulates more money along the way. And then on your sustainability plan or on your evaluation plan, you've given them a reporting structure. They will expect you, if they come to evaluate, to assess the project, you're going to account for that budget. If you need more money, there won't be another allocation to top it up. So I often say to people, make as many quotations as you can when you look for funding. And don't propose for money that is insufficient. Because come a time where now the project gets evaluated and then you have underquoted the project. Any additional, you and your SGB, you will account for that money. They will expect the project to run smoothly as you promised them to do. So for the fact that when to outsource that money, it's none of their business often. Okay, it's a tip off I'm giving you. Some takeaways on this proposal: start with outline, keep your language clear and concise. Focus on the funder's interest. Make sure you understand exactly what they're looking for. Follow the funder's guidelines, revise and edit before submission. Is that clear, guys? Any question on this proposal writing? I'm just making recommendation. I've got this thing. The business plans. This one I can email it to you. It's basically, usually you get certain projects. They will be requesting you to say, we want you guys to compile a business plan. Okay, so sometimes these business plans are very, very much important. So, how many people among you guys that says we have seen value here? Hello, colleagues.
Hello.
How many who says I have seen value?
I've seen value in this. It's a good presentation. So I'm happy. Just waiting for the templates, and then we'll contact you, Mr.
So do you see? So for some of you who says to me, we basically saying this. In most cases, a lot of people, they come to me, they say, we are kindly requesting for your help. We are kindly requesting you to assist us in fundraising. Ne? Are you there, guys? Ne?
Mm.
Yeah.
So, yes, what I often do, I don't consultation on this thing, guys. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of time. And then you can imagine, as a school, you find that there are lots and lots of schools that they want the same support, but you are unable to support them. So myself, I often say this, that why don't you raise a fundraising committee? Why don't you train the innovation team? So unlike for me to fundraise for you, I'll show you the disadvantage. My proposal to a lot of schools that I've worked with in the past, I often say to you, let me show you how is it done. So that even in my absence, as an institution, for the next coming a year or two, you are able to sustain. Am I making sense? Because you'll see a lot of governing bodies, they don't have this kind of knowledge and expertise. Eh? I don't know, was it Mr. Mpatlela who was like saying this, to say such information, we need to also to capacitate others. Do you see, colleagues? Hello?
Yeah, it was Mr. Mtimele.
or years. So a lot of people, they often say to me to say, come and fundraise for our school. Come and it's a very lengthy process. I usually advise to say, rather, let me train your fundraising committee. Let me show you how this process is done. And once you get capacitated on that, it becomes your IP, it becomes your knowledge. You know now to say, how can we unleash, how do we start this portfolio on our own? But we're opening up a door for you to engage us, to say, if you get stuck, come back to us and tell us to say, I'm not winning. Okay? So, this is what I've done. We're doing this thing week by week. Okay? We're doing this project week by week. And the good part, we take about an hour or two when we do it. So I am saying for those of you who says, I want to start. We are beginners. We don't have history. We never closed even a mine. We never even closed even a bank. But I want to start. Where do I start? I want to create positive leads. I want a funding worthy strategy. So next week, I'm having this class. Now, on the 8th and 9th, I'm training these people, the fundraising committees. Next week, I'm having this class. Similar time from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. This one is going to end now at 8. Next week, we're going to have this class for 2 consecutive days. Okay. Someone was asking me to say, how will he get content and everything and templates and what? So I want to show you. You will now need to decide and tell me. You say, rather, when you get a consultant, and I'm telling you this from experience, out of the goodness of my heart to say, consultants, they don't come cheap. Let me show you this package. If you say you want to get someone to build this to you, look. You see here. You see here. All of this thing, this is a quotation for everything. When you say, we want to work with the consultant, I want to work with the consultant. Look at this. So this is mainly what someone can quote you working with you on a project. When you say, go do it for us. This is, hold on, and this doesn't include the legal documentation. The MOUs, the what, the lawyers, you as a client, you come up with your attorney fees and whatever. You bring that, it comes to your costing. So I'm saying to you guys, for me, a lot of non-profits are insufficient. Like they are not in a good financial state. That's why they want to fundraise. Your nonsense standard, they are not in a good in a good space. Like you running insufficient. So I'm proposing, I'm saying, for me, better to push that I consult for you. Strategy I can give you. It's not a problem. I will guide you as a mentor. I will show you the pathway as the trainer. And then in addition of showing you, someone was asking me about templates, project management outline sheet, sponsors and donors ebook list, contract templates, performance management auditing, all of this you do have this kind of templates. Né? So, but now I am saying it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's like saying to you, like as a school, and before we even reach this agreement, sure, there's a whole lot of things that we need to undergo. So I prefer the method where I train people and then I show you, I give you templates, and then you become my apprentice. What does that mean? When you are an apprentice, you have a strategy call with me. So, meaning anything that you do after you have, and like you guys that are here today on this class, I'm not going to push this for 1350. No, I'm not. So, this is what we have done when we crafted it. You know? This is what we have done, and then I will explain to you why. You remember when our lead flyer, we said, for the action takers, we will reward you. The people that have shown up, I've promised you the ebook with funders. So for the guys that they want to join this program, as a school, Master, you can say, no, as a school, I wish to raise my SGB to get training on this. So I am saying in the next 24 hours, because of you are here, you are with me, you spend 2 hours with me on the session. I'll give you the free strategy call, okay? Meaning my strategy, when you want a strategy session with me, you book a strategy session with me, né? And that the strategy is not for free. We invoice you for strategy session for an hour. It's about 3.8. So I'm saying I'll give you the free strategy for free. Yeah? But we've got this on two. This pricing will apply for the guys that are here, the 980 per delegate. That's not per school, per delegate. And I often say to you, to a lot of people, to say, many of the guys, they like saying to me, 980, it's a lot of money. Or there's our standard booking. So the 1.250, the 1.250, if you say to me, come and train me, not as a consultant, you are an apprentice, like you don't want me to consult. The 13503 is when you say to me, I need to consult, okay? So the 1250, get the normal costing of this price, of this course, when we workshop it. But now, for those that I have on this webinar, I am saying, should you come back to me to say, I want to become your apprentice, I'm not going to charge you the same amount that I often charge people. With this as a special. So I'm going to charge you 980. The reason for that is that I basically want to say to you, let's do it together. Have a strategy call with me, let me guide you, and then let's see if what you are doing, you will achieve the results. Don't just go into fundraising without strategy. I'll give you the idea of growth to say, okay, the idea that you want, is it doable, yes or no? Fundraising sells funware. Will we get money out of this thing now? The project planning. We'll go through the project management sheet together to say, is it doable, yes or no? For 980. And you find schools are looking for budget of over $1 million. And then you wonder. And then should it pass by you? I say, because of this entire month, I'm so passionate about education, it's not even fun. I said to a lot of people I was training, some NPOs, I said to them, they said, give us your normal pricings. I said our fundraising, because of it's one of the top selling class, the top selling master class that we push it. We're going to up our fees because of it's a top seller, it moves every now and then. They say, but no, have mercy. That's why you see that Women's Month Women's Month special on the presentation. So, for those of you guys that says we want to be part of this, you will send us a WhatsApp, and then you can call us on the cell number. Both these numbers are on WhatsApp. I'm getting a lot of breakdown and I want to wrap up. Both the numbers, they are on WhatsApp. Né? So if you want to participate as a school, come back to us, talk to us about your plan, and then let's see how best can we assist you. And remember, the training date is on 1, the 8th and 9th. But this, it's within 24 hours. This one, it's an early bird registration within 24 hours. Then this is the standard booking. So if you miss here and you want to join us, you will have to pay for a normal standard booking. And then if you're saying now, no, I'm seeing flames, I want to do it with a little bit of speciality. So you see, it comes down to that. That is an outright fee. And there's a whole lot of other amounts from your client side. You will pay your lawyers, you will pay the MOUs and everything. So I often don't advise a lot of NPOs to take this route. Once you are well established, yes, but I don't advise to take them that route. I often advise to say, become an apprentice, because when you are an apprentice, there's a room for growth. You get to ask questions. You get to taste the waters and implement. In no time, you become what? So equipped with knowledge and expertise towards this. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any question? Where? Are we fine, colleagues? Hello?
Yeah, you're fine.
No, unmute
I'm
yourself. Unmute yourself.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Arbulele, let's talk. Is there any question? Mr. Mphahlele?
I was saying I'm fine.
Or was it you? Sorry. Mr. Mutimela? Hello? Are we okay, colleagues?
Yeah, I believe.
So, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, let's put it out there for discussion. Yeah? But I think from where we are sitting, we're not in a position to say, okay, we can capacitate your SGBs, you know, for free, you know. So fundraising, it's too much of value. So often, a lot of people, I tell them, it doesn't come for free. And you have a choice to do it your way. with a bit of guidance and mentorship, or, do a lot of mistakes. So I'm advising you guys that for the past years and years, when I've been training this program, I've never offered such packages. So, with that saying, let me give you guys time to engage and then talk to us if you need anything in terms of assistance